Hello and welcome to Nick's Maths. Lesson 36, Week 9, Term 3. Converting units of length. Now, the standard unit of length is based upon the metric system, and that length is a metre. Now, according to the length that needs to be measured, we can convert a metre into various units, and the most common way that we do that is by breaking it into millimetres, centimetres and kilometres. Centimetres and millimetres help us measure smaller things, and metres and kilometres help us measure larger lengths like distance. In today's lesson, we will be converting between these different standard units. So, our learning intention today, we are learning to convert units of length using the metric system. And we'll know that we can do that if we can recognize what a prefix is and how we can apply it to help us with further mathematical understanding. The prefix being milli, centi, or kilo. We recognize how to apply standard units according to this metric system. And if we can understand that 10 millimeters is equal to 1 centimeter is equal to 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter and 1,000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer. Now, likely difficulties that we might face. We cannot make any connections between multiplication and measurement. That could be a problem because we need to be able to multiply. We unwittingly interpret a prefix, for example, a millimeter, as representing a million, which is not the case. And we have no prior knowledge to attach to our understanding of the metric system. So we're not used to it and we haven't used it, but we should be okay because we've been going through it this last week. You will need a pencil, a rubber, ruler, sheets of paper, texters, or coloured pencils. The maths language that we'll be using today. Prefix, the start of a word that determines its interpretation and its quantity. Conversion, changing one measurement to another. And metric system, the universal system for measurement. Okay, watch the attached video which explains how centimetres, millimetres and kilometres are related. And I'm going to relate a little bit of that to you now. So, if we want to understand how many millimetres is in a centimetre, we move to the right and multiply. So we find out that 10 millimetres is equal to 1 centimetre and 100 centimetres is equal to 1 metre and 1,000 metres is equal to 1 kilometre. So when we go to the right, we times by 10 millimetres times by 100 centimetres and times by 1,000 kilometres. And if we wanted to go back the other way, convert the other way, we would divide. We would divide by 10 for millimetres, divide by 100 for centimetres, and divide by 1,000 for kilometres. And let me show you how this looks in practice. So, I've done some sums here. We have converting units of length. 12 centimetres equals, and to find out the millimetres, we just check and we have to times it by 10, so it's 120 millimetres. Then I've converted 5 metres, and to find out, we have to times it by 100 to find out how many centimetres that would equal, and that equals 500 centimetres. And 7.3 centimetres, we have to times that by 10 to find out the millimetres. So that's 73 millimetres. We're just moving along. And then with kilometres, 8.45 kilometres. So with kilometres, we times by 1,000. Kilo, the prefix meaning 1,000. And we come up with 8,450 metres. And 5.5 kilometres, we times by 1,000, 5,500 metres. So there we go. That's how we convert it. We use our base 10 system and we times by 10, 100 and 1,000. We're not going to be doing any dividing today. So once you've watched the video and once you've watched my video, which you can stop and start at different points, convert the following measurements into the attached standard unit. So 12 centimetres equals how many millimetres? 5 metres equals how many centimetres? 200 millimetres equals how many centimetres? 3 kilometres equals how many metres? 12 metres equals how many centimetres? 100 centimetres equals how many millimetres? 5.5 kilometres equals how many metres? 17 centimetres equals how many millimetres? 16 metres equals how many centimetres? 2,000 meters equals how many kilometers? And once you've done that, ask yourself these questions. Do you understand how to convert standard units? And can you explain it? What was the best way for you to understand these different rules? What was the most difficult aspect for you today? And how do you know this way works? Now, once you've done that, please send annotated photos uploaded through Compass. If this is too difficult, write a response or upload a JPEG or upload a Word document directly to my email. Or you can ask me in class. Stay safe, take care, happy mathemating.